Hello and welcome back to Transport Fever 2, the UK modded series. Thank you very much for joining me in today's video for episode 219 of this particular series. Last time out, I was trying to start to upgrade various different bits of the old network, trying to ensure that I can actually get a main line running. So I was effectively upgrading the branch line to try and handle mainline goods. Now that is not yet completed. Off camera, I have done a few tidbits. For example, right here in front of you, you can see that I've added just a smidgen of detailing in the area, as well as removing some of the trees, and I've gone ahead and done this in a couple of other places as well. Today's video is going to be fourfold in the tasks that I need to do. There are 5 major tasks that I need to do to get this branch line up and running as far as I can tell, or this new line up and running as far as I can tell. On this side of the river. There probably are other ones on the opposite side of the river as well. But there are 4 tasks that I want to start with in today's video. Task 1 is going to be reworking the bit between Lichfield and New Romney. This is the part that I started at the end of the last video and needs to be completed today. Part 2 is going to be the West Mersey station, the cut station, that is going to need to be extended, and the tracks on either side are going to have to be reworked, upgraded to 4-track in certain locations for a few hundred yards on either side, something I'm probably going to try and get a good 600 yards out of it at minimum, so half a mile on either side. And then I am going to possibly have to move the freight bridge, which was supposed to be a temporary measure anyway, and then just ended up sticking around as real life, because this has happened in real life before. Temporary measures just happen to stick around. Speed limits, for example, on motorways. Section 3, or Step 3, is going to be the bit around Barnstable, between Barnstable and the tunnel that leads up to West Mersey. Not Barnstable Station, though, because that is going to need some serious rework, and I'm not entirely certain how I'm going to go about doing that. And Part 4, Step 4, is going to be double tracking the single track that is currently between Barnstable and Attleborough. So getting those 4 done means that this branch line will be in a pretty good state to work and actually get everything going. But there probably are going to be things that I have missed, aside from Barnstable, that is. So make sure you stay tuned, let's get started, and let's get all 4 of those things done. Right, wasting no time, I am going to apparently have some stutter. Come on, don't stop, don't stop. Yeah, S Club 7, why not? Right, I'm going to start by removing this fence. I know that these fences looked really good, but given where they are, it is just going to be a little problematic. So I'm going to get rid of these fences. Not that size, please. There we go. Problem is I do not wish to get rid of too many trees. I have been having some issues with trees as of late. It's been just a touch troublesome. And for some reason, trees seem to just reappear at random in places where I had removed them. So that's a little bit odd. Right, now, I have this yard right here, and then this going in and tucking in like so. That needs to change because I want this to be 4-track all the way. Also, this is a 130 yard, I think. 130 yard station, and if I go and have a look at, not that, let's go pick some train. Mainline train. Let's look for a mainline train, shall we? There we go, there's one. How long are they? 129 yards. So, if... let's go jump over to one of those. If I'm okay with having trains of this sort of length, which actually I think I am, that's 3, 6... if in the future there'd be a 7-car train, really I'd just be wanting a 6-car train for a commuter service. I think that is fine for a branch line service or a stopping service, which is just a lot smaller. So, with that in mind, let's go back over to New Romney. This is going to be fine for the station size. However, I am considering moving the station one module up. As you can see, I have left that bit in. So I want to move the station modules one module up. That way, there is a little bit more in terms of a little bit more distance, an extra 40 meters, as it were, to try and make this incline a little bit shallower. But I'm not going to worry about that just yet. What I do need to do is take a look at the speeds in this. They are 10 miles per hour. That is going to have to change. I think we should have it... well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out what sort of speed I can get around this corner. Let's try a 50. And find out if 50 is doable around this corner. It is. Okay, so 50 is good. Let's try 60. 60 is also doable. 70? Also doable. 80? No. 70 it is. Right, that tells me what I need for the speeds of the... Yep, that tells me what I need for the speeds of the these platforms. So, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to see if I can tuck. I mean, that's just about alright. I can do something here. This I can definitely do. There we go. Push that back a little. No worries there. And... the only problem I'm going to have is this section here. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hold on. I have this. What speed are we doing on this? 80. So let's continue at 80, just for now. And say from there, what I want is I need this to sort of continue along that line and not do what this is doing. Now, given that this is only going to have that single line in, what I should be looking at is potentially just saying, let's go ahead and destroy that. Oh, come on. No, stop. There's a little bit. There it is. That's the freight train coming in. No, it isn't. It's something else coming in. There we go. Destroy all of that. Okay. We now have clearance for that fourth line. That's good. So I'm going to... I know the speed limit's going to be incorrect, but I'm going to pop this in and see how close I can get it to... so I can get it to there, but what I want is... I need this track to go into there instead. So could I... No. Do not do that. That would be silly. Do this as you were going to. Right. There's the apparently 80. I'll drop the speed again when it gets to the right time. You apparently are not happy with that. Why are you not happy? Is that not a smooth exit? Okay, what goes in where? There's nothing troubling this side of the platform. So I'll just go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, good. That's a start. Anything troubling this part? Nothing troubles this part either, yet. So I'll go ahead and do that too. I know about the 76. That's a little close. That's okay. I can work with that. No. Oh, there. Okay. And now things need to be reworked. So this line is going to do what it's doing. So that bit is not... Oh, actually, it might be a bit of an issue. Not if I do that to it. If I do that to it, that might work a little better. No, not up to there. No, not to there. There we go. You almost had it. There. Okay. And suddenly that's started opening up this for its two-way traffic, which is what I wanted to do. So that is some progress. Good. I will then... Well, let's just leave that as a... Let's say that's a historical thing. But this needs to go across there. That is where the problem is now occurring. How would I get that to work? Okay, I know what I'll do. I know exactly what I'll do here. I know you're going to complain, but you know what? It's going to be worth it. We're going to fix this right now. So, you go away, you go away. I am going to demolish that bit. You go away, and you up to there. You will now go all the way up to that. 80 is fine. I know it goes down to 79 for a moment. That is absolutely fine. Let's go and figure out how long this approaches. In fact, I can actually break this back all the way. Oh, come on. So I can get a good measurement of this. So we are looking at 600, 700 yards. I am perfectly all right with that. Let's go for a full 800. There we go. So a full 800 yards on that side and 800 yards on this side. So we'll bring it up like so. Try and keep this speed up. Perhaps at this point is where we should be dropping to 70. I think that is maybe the better... That's the better option, I think. So drop to 70 there. So anything beyond that point will now be 70. What I will then do here is we're going to run this. Why is that construction not possible? What have I done that's made that? There we go. 40. 40. It's a bit wobbly. Okay. I'm not entirely certain as to what's going on there. That's okay. Think. Because what I do not want is a train waiting to join. So realistically, what I need is I need this to peel off. Right, okay. No. Yep, I need that to do that. That sort of works. Why is that broken in the way it is? Let's just try and run it. There we go. Good. Bad. Really bad. Maybe this is going to take longer than I thought. Now, just join up. It shouldn't be too difficult. There it is. All of this looks really bad. Why is that the case? There we go. That is what I want. And also... No, come on. Come on, I know you know it's possible. Alright, well, we'll be even... If you want to be like that, I'll play your games. There. Okay, good. Signals. Right here, please. Shouldn't be a signal there. That could get things stuck. Or could it? It might not. It might not. It does mean I'm going to need a signal set here. Or at least just one signal there. Good. I think I can neaten that bit up further. But that's alright. That is that. That one will remain as it is for now. How are we looking? It's all looking incorrect at the moment. That is probably because the speed limit on these tracks needs to be upped to 80. So let's go ahead and up this to 80. Here we go. It's all happening now. 80 miles per hour. Through that section. And then... yes, 70 after that. Let's go ahead and get the rest of this tunnel up to speed. And this section. And this section. And this section. And then I'm going to have to work on that section momentarily. That is fine. Let's now say that this needs to be 70. So that's that section from there and from there and there into the platforms. Let's just say that whole bit is 70. Yes, the crossover will be 25, but I think I'm going to have to build some new crossovers. And then thereafter, it is 80 miles per hour through all of this. Apparently that part is 50. Why is that the case? I have no idea. Who did that? Well, obviously me. Why did I do that, or how did I do that is a different question. So 80 through all of this. Realistically, I could probably put that up to 100, and then suddenly we've got a massive drop in speed. That is 80 to 30, which is a bit sudden. I'll deal with that, I think. Yeah, definitely going to have to deal with that. And it's not the biggest speed drop, but it is fairly large. And then this is more like what I should have done. So it's 100 to 50 or to 40, my 80 to 30, 100 to 40. It's actually a bigger drop. Okay, so that is fine. Next, let's go ahead and figure out New Romney's tracks. Now let's see if I can connect this, because I couldn't last time. But no, not 80. No, actually 80 is fine. Yeah, I cannot now. It's weird. So previously there was somehow I could connect these, but now I cannot. I could potentially go 80 from there. I know those are 10s and 40s, and that's fine. I'm not going to deal. No big deal. That's what I really wanted to do, but it doesn't matter. Let's just go ahead and fix this. In fact, should I keep that all the way? I guess I could, just in case I want to extend the station in the opposite direction. It's probably for the best. Let's go for the 80 mile per hour track. So 80, 80, 80, 80. And realistically, I should have demolished these first. Not a problem. I do need to build a new PC for all of this because, well, you can see it is, my computer is starting to struggle just a touch. Come on. Come on, there we go. Okay, good. That's that. Now I shall go ahead and... Oh, I do have a way to change this, change the station. I did grab a... Ooh, that could be what I need for... And that goes down. How do I get that to go up? Yeah, this could be what I need to ensure to get my platforms running. See, this one says collision. Oh, is that a collision with the road? It could be. It is a collision with the road. I can do this. It's the wrong way. I think that is going to be how I remake Barnstable. I think that is how I make Barnstable. It says underground connection, but I think I can do something with that. Anyway, stop being distracted. What was I looking for? There is. So this one was red, which is LNER. So we have these Great Western style booking halls and stuff. It is a small, obviously it's a small station. So I have somewhere, and when I say somewhere, I do, yeah, it is somewhere. LNER. Where are you? No. Oh, why did it? Invisible dam. Ooh. That's another option I can use. No. Platforms. There's some. So, here we go. We've got these LMS platforms, LNER platforms, etc., which do look far more realistic. And I think with the colour that these are, LMS, not cargo. Why am I looking at cargo platforms? Find the right platforms. Those say cargo. That's not what I'm after. Why can I not find the right ones? Anyway, the colour that I want, if I just put one of these... Oh, I've put the wrong one on, haven't I? Put one of these on. you'll see that it has the colours that I am after. So I just need to figure out how to get that that running. If I can find the buildings. It's not that one because that's standard one. It's not in miscellaneous. Right, anyway, since I cannot find the buildings right now, I'm not going to worry about it. What I'm going to do is get those 80 mile per hour tracks back in. Connect that up. Connect that up. Connect this up. And this up. We'll put the signalling in a while. Sure, 80 from there, why not? There we go. That should be fine. It's in the center for now. Let's go put a signal. Actually, no, this will remind me to come back and fix this. I want to get these tracks working first. Okay, so that's now a 4-track approach that works quite nicely into New Romney, and it doesn't... Does it destroy the route? Well, for some reason it is. I do not understand why. Oh, platform of choice. That is why. Search, look at the line. It's that one. New Romney, choose platform. There we go. Good. Right, that is that sorted. So that's step 1 in this bit done. Then we have this. So I've gone ahead and got the second line up and running. That goes through. We have the working tunnel. It comes out there. The other tunnel this is for the cargo, so that does not matter. Then we have a mess here. Now the problem with this is this entire approach. So what I'm going to do, this is going to be really weird, but Lichfield is not going to have... Actually, Lichfield is fairly big. So I don't want any express service. Do I want an express service stopping in Lichfield? Is that where does that mean no express service will ever stop in West Mersey, despite West Mersey being one of the only... In fact, maybe the only town that has 2 distinct stations and nothing stops here. No express service stops here. Right. I'll come back to that one. Let's go ahead and do this bit. So I haven't broken any of the freight there so far. This needs to change because this bridge here is going to be a problem. I've gone ahead and put in one of these, which I've got the wrong one in. But I'll go ahead and check the speeds. I did 60. I'm going to attempt to do an upgrade to 70 with no... Let's see what sort of speeds I can handle. Yeah, 70 is possible. So 70 miles per hour through that. What if 80 is possible through this? That's 50. 80 is also possible. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. And considering I'm not actually going to be... It's going to be this one that peels out there. So that's looking promising. And what is really going to happen is going to be... This is going to extend, and then we're going to have that go through out that side. It's going to become a very busy station. And then on the opposite side, this is now going to become 4 tunnels. Let's see what sort of speed I can handle through this as well. Not 80, that's for sure. Let's So I probably want this to run, what, up to here? I don't think the track will get under that. 780 yards is reasonable, plus the extra bit. It's over half a mile. Now, ideally, 4-track from here would be nice. But I'm not entirely certain that's going to work. Let's try. 4-track through this, what happens? There's no complaints there. Okay, 4-track through this, what happens? Right, and there's the complaint. That bridge. How am I going to do this? That is a straight piece of track. Just trying to work out what the better angle is here without having to rebuild this bridge, because this bridge was not the easiest to build. I do remember. So, can I get 2 tracks on this side? Let's just do a quick test. I don't think that's going to be the case either. It's so close. It is so very close. Right, first off, 4-track this at, what speed was it? 60 was it? I can take 80 up to, let's take 80 up to the tunnel. Let's do that. 80 to the tunnel, 80 from the tunnel, and we'll work on whatever happens there. 60 through the tunnel. So let's go 60 through the tunnel. Let's run 60 to there. Good. And we'll do the exact same on this side. 60 through there. Okay, that's good. And then let's go ahead and start expanding this station. So this station is currently 3 modules, which makes it 120 meters. Let's go ahead and add platforms. Why can I not add? I'm very confused. Apparently, I can add the platforms here, can't I? Yes, there's no problem there. Add platforms there. Does that mean... I think I can do this. Let's get the right platforms, right trim or whatever it is. These are quite nice. They're a bit low. Let's go for the King's Cross ones, I guess. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do 4 like that. Realistically, I want the 5. Like that. That is what I would prefer. So that's 200 yards. It isn't going to be a full-size express train, but 200 yards is not... That's not that small at maximum for the maximum size of a train. It's only 1 or 2 carriages off maximum. Okay. That does not look horrendous. That does not look horrendous at all. And then what I could do is... Oh, what about one of those? These invisible dams work really well. Let's just have a quick peek of how that... I see how that's going to work. That could be useful for me. Where is it? Is it that? There we go. Anyway, what was I looking for? Fences and walls? No. Mad Hatter platforms? Well, we've got these. But annoyingly, this is the annoying part. Now, I can put them there and just say, oh yeah, well there we go. That's how you get onto whichever platform you are after. Or I can have the cross. I could do that. I'm still confused about this. Why do I only have the cargo platforms available? Unless I'm just missing it. Now I could put one of these underpasses in. That'd have to be a King's Cross style one. So again, we're back to these entrances, island entrance, whatever it is. That one. Let's put that in for now. For all of them. There we go. It looks a bit... I know it looks odd, but it is what it is. Then let's go... Oh, right. That still lowers it further. That's not exactly what I'm after. No, that was not what I was after. Is there anything that allows me to have like a raised station? No. No. I wonder what those icons mean. Ground, no. I could start doing these, but it's going to ruin everything, I think. Invisible building. Oh, that's for all the capacity. This is what I was after, and not that one. It will be the King's Cross one, which is that. So I was thinking potentially I could do that. Yeah, that's doable. Instead of... So what we could do is get rid of the middle one and have that like so. Put some benches there, and there. The benches get in the way here? Possibly. And some, well, maybe not the old shelters. Let's try and put a proper canopy over it. Oh, that's the actual platform. No. Canopy. There it is. That will get in the way. That will not. In fact, it sort of starts looking a bit more like it should. Why can I not put canopies there? If I could put those there, why can I not put the canopy there? Confused. Anyway, it's something. Good. Next up, I need to delete this, and it's going to start complaining, which is fine. Not worried about that. The complaints will be most likely warranted, but it will do. I'm going to cut this back like so. Let's do one side at a time, shall we? Yeah, let's do one side at a time. I'll change... Oh, no. No. Here come the complaints. There they go. Let's increase the speed. Let's just do both sides here as well. Let's prepare for the future. Why not? Configure, and let's start getting the speeds in. So, I think... So if that's going to be 60 through there, I think 60 through the entire station should probably be reasonable if there isn't if the train isn't stopping. And I could get it accelerating. It'll give it a nice noise as it's going through. Yep, you know what? Let's go 80. 80 because I think most of this track is going to be 80. So let's go 80 there. And I probably need to change these speeds too. In fact, let me check what they are. Oh, it was so close. They were 75. Oh, that means this was original track. I never changed this track out. I should have noticed that. I also should have taken pictures of this, but it's fine. All these upgrades happening. There are so many upgrades happening on this map. I can always go back. I have ensured that I've kept a proper save of these. Then we've got the 40, which is going to obviously be increasing momentarily. That goes into a 60, which, as I said, is going to become an 80. And what I need to do now is let's start reworking this. So you get reworked. There we go. And I guess you get reworked. Yep, that will do. Let's go ahead, select 80. Into that. Into that. Into that. That one looks a bit odd. I'm not keen on that one. Sorry, that train. I'm pushing it back the whole while. Not quite. Trying to get this angle correct. There, I think. That's better. That looks much better. And then this one comes all the way along here. Now, I could just do that and avoid having to adjust this track at all. But in fact, for now, I'm going to do that just for the sake of convenience. The 80 seems to be holding. So that's now all 4-track. We've got that. This is going to complain on that side. Let's go ahead and increase track speed. Yeah, never mind the crossover. There we go. That's 80 through there. 80 through here. This is where things are going to be a little odd. 75 through that. So that's going to have to change. 80 through here. 80 through all of this. I think I can get 80 through all of this too. Or not. 63. Oh, why? 60 through... Why is that a thing? There we go, 60 through that bit. Back up to 80. And then this is going to have to change, so I'm going to work on that section. Let's go ahead and get that bit done. It looks like I'm not actually going to get the entire setup completed today, unfortunately. That's okay. Right, let's get rid of you to there. Let's bring all of these out at 80 now. So I will have to increase. I will have to increase that. Hey. Oh, that's a bit awkward. Okay, it's fine. Just keep. No, why tunnel that? Do that. 2, 3. How? Why is that 73? That's 80. So if that is 80, why is that 73? Okay, what about you? 74. Okay, we'll then change this, I guess, to... Okay, well in that case, I'm going to keep this as 60? I'll have to keep this as 60. Or should we up it to 70? Let's do 70. Okay, let's do that. From there, all 4 of these are 70. Not the whole thing. This is all going to be 60. Can I handle 73? No, it was 63 through there. So this will have to be 60. So you, and you all stick at 60. And we're going to say the entire tunnel is 60. And then we go back up to 80 from out of the tunnel. And let's work out this bit. Okay. So, I wanted to 4-track this entire section, which is not looking possible. It's also looking quite complicated to 4-track, if I'm being entirely honest. So it might be a blessing in disguise to do that. There. That might be a, yeah, it might be a better option. That's now all 80. How much of this can I make 80? That works. This looks tight. Too tight to be 80. Let's check the speed. No, it manages 80. Okay, good. So that's 80. And then this is not going to be 80, is it? What speed do we have here? 70. There. Okay, this will all be 70. So, 70 from going into the tunnel. It's close enough to 70. Yeah, that's fine. 69, 70 through there. And then this is a high-speed section. And this could get up to 100, really. So I'm going to... Let's go ahead and do this. As soon as this straightens up, which is there, that's where it straightens up. Still a very slight curve, but that's probably as straight as I'm going to be able to get it. Let's bring this up to 100. Yep, that works. 100, 100. Now this curve could be interesting. Is it managing it just? I think that is fairly close. And 100 up to there. And up here things are going to change. So I'm going to leave it up to 100 up to here for now. And then this bit has to all change. So this is a big deal. Okay, that's looking fairly promising. Now what I need to do is check routings. Yeah, because that's not correct. It's not correct in the slightest. Why are you doing that? Get the right platform, please. With platform 1. Well, you know what? Take platform 2. It's fine. There we go. And actually, that is a good idea. Platform 2 and platform 3, please. There we go. Okay, that is looking better. Signals are going to be required here. So let's go ahead and place some useful signals. Hello. Sure, we'll place a signal there for now, and we'll place a signal here. So these are, I think more signals will be added. This is more of a temporary measure. Autosave telling me that I am coming up to the end of my time. Let's go ahead and also place a signal here. We'll place an approach signal here, I guess. There's an exit signal over there. I need to... Actually, no, that one could work. Put more signals in. Stack the trains up. As long as the trains don't get stacked up and fall apart. As long as the tracks do not fall apart. There we go. Good. And the rest of this is going to be... That is going to be work. Right. So what have I achieved? Well, I've achieved that bit. I've achieved this bit. I've not really achieved much else, have I? Let's see what I can do with this. So, trains that are coming in from here I might just make this an up, up, down, down setup. It depends on if I want a train stopping at Lichfield. Now, someone did comment saying do a cross-country route through all the biggest cities. So really, what would I do? Attleborough over to Bracknell, and I think I have. Oh, I do not have one that could go into the biggest platform. That might be an issue. And then Bracknell to Early. West Mersey somehow has to be included, but also look at the size of Lichfield. Now, that is growing. In fact, it is about the size of Early. Admittedly, I can make Early a lot bigger. And Lichfield, it's got steelworks. It's going to be a big place. What size did I make this? $180 yards. It's not big enough, is it? Though I do have the option on this side to very easily bring that up to there. So that is not an issue. The issue is how I'm going to get these working, because what's happening at the moment is you've got tracks, you've got this set of trains that can go in through here and go along that and there and go in there. You know what? It's going to work. It will work. I can get this working. So let's finish off this episode with this. In fact, let's get this. Well, this is exactly it. This is the issue I'm trying to fix right now. Let's go ahead and see. Let's say the express trains stop here, or the semi-fast service, whatever it is, stops here. It's not going to stop at New Romney. It is going to stop at Shepton Mallet. It's not going to stop at Barnstable. So it's going to go Attleborough, West Mersey, Lichfield. Unless I do not have it stop at Lichfield. Attleborough, West Mersey, Shepton Mallet, and then just continue to your destination. Maybe that's an option. Either way, it is going to need to pass through an empty set of platforms, which will be, in this case, these two. So it passes through this and comes back along through this, which would be good because I've got that connection there. Okay. This is looking promising. At the moment, we've got the route that stops here, ending up in this platform. So that is going to change. Then what I need it to do is I need that one to connect to this. This doesn't matter. I can break this right now. Nobody's using this. Let's clean this up so I know what I'm looking at. There we go. That's a little cleaner. So, that is that route. I'm going to... We want this to be 4-track. But the way this 4-track is going to work is there's 2 tracks here. That's an up-down track. And then we have another up-down track. Okay. Let's go ahead and put this in at... Let's just do 70 for now. I'm sure I'll end up changing the speed. What do we get? I could connect this somehow to that. That is what I would want to do. Because this freight line will remain out of the way. How far out of the way can I move this? Fairly far. Okay. Step 1. Step 1 is rearrange this corner. That's step 1. To do that. That is what you need for step 1. That should immediately change the way this works. Good. That's a start. That is a really good start. So, now that I have that, I can look at... I don't know why that goes across that way. I'm actually going to demolish that and see what happens. It doesn't care. There we go. That breaks that middle bit, which is important. Because now... Yep, if that's broken, I can clean this up. Nothing cares about this bit here. Right, let's clean this. So, get rid of that signal, get rid of that, get rid of that. Let's say... In fact, get rid of that. Let's run this out of here. Not like that, but like that. Let's run this as straight as I possibly can. No, as straight as I possibly can. There we go. It's going to be close. It's going to be a tight junction. Now, it says construction not possible. But I think there's going to be a way to make this possible. And that is going to be by ending this video. Yeah, well, I need to do that. Get that? No, do not do that. That's the wrong thing. It's move it, that. Move that there. Okay. That should now be possible. I also could lower that now. Okay. Now let's see what happens. You mean construction not possible? That is surely possible. Look. Where's the issue? You tell me where the issue is right now. Oh, we'll do this. Can I just make this go straight through? No, do not. Just like that. No. Look, you see, the issue is here, is you're trying to make it connect to things that I do not wish for it to connect to. That is what I wanted to do. Not that, no. Okay, hold on. Hang on. You. Move you as well. Sure, just do exactly the same. And what does that mean? I have to move you? So just reworking. That moves you. Just no, leave you about there. Can I just move you there? Would that do the trick? It's neatened it. It's not the greatest, but it's better. How? How is this not working? This road is clearly... Alright, fine. This road is unsuitable. The road is gone. Railway is more important at the moment. Get that railway in there. There we go. Good. So we have that. Then what I want to do is that is the second line of the railway, which I want to connect up. So run that alongside this and demolish. I'm going to do it. Yeah, I know. Demolish that. This is going to have to continue in the next episode, I think. Demolish that. Demolish. Is it that? Is that being used? No. Demolish that. Connect that there. Demolish that. Now we're starting to open the railway up. Right. Then what I need to do is move this along. I know the speed is wrong, but I'm going to move this along anyway. Just move that out of the way. It's very close to this road, but since nothing's built here yet, I'm not all too fussed. This is going to connect up to that somehow. Okay, well, you're being a bit of a pain. That's fine. I'm going to peel this out of the way early. Just let's add an extra track there just to help it peel out of the way. There we go. Peel that out of the way. Get that up to there. All of this is just because I want it to keep running whilst I'm tweaking it. That's literally why I'm doing all of this. There's no other reason for it. So that now connects up exactly where I want it to... Oh no, it's on the wrong side. Aha. Well, that's a pain. That needs to connect out there to that one. And you do what? You're doing something completely weird, so I'm just going to... You know what, just... Let's not even question that one, I guess. Temporary measures. Complete temporary measures. Connect that up to that. Replace that signal there. Destroy this section. Yeah, in fact, destroy it from there. How are they still managing to make their way in? Interesting. Connect that like that. Connect that like that. That way I don't know what the red one is and what it's doing. I'm about to figure it out, but that way I can clear this up. And this will be something I probably end up doing off camera, because this is still going to be some complicated setup. In fact, I'm probably going to want to neaten this entire section. Break some of the roads, bring them back, neaten up that whole section is probably the order of the day. Now, what is this line? Well, why are you doing that? Look. There you go. You've got it. There. Sorted. Not an issue. So now we have the whole 2-track bit working, which is surprising. In fact, I've just noticed I can do something here. Just because this is annoying. Even though this is still not properly done, but... There we go. That just stops that being a mess. Yep, that stops that being an absolute mess. And you know what? You can have your signal there. Good. And you can have a signal here. And things should, being the operative word, should just work. Yep, I think things will work. Good. Let's go ahead and end the video right there. Yeah, let's end the video right there, because this is going to need a little bit of playing around with. So I'm going to probably look at destroying... Well, actually, I might not need to destroy all too much. Might be able to do some of this without destroying things. I'll have to have a look, but there is a high chance that things are going to be destroyed in this area. And then roughly something like this is going to happen. Right, so you are not going to Litchfield in the correct manner, so go back. I know what's going on here, and it's absolutely fine. I'm going to fix it. Just another temporary measure. Do that, and we'll put a signal here. Are you on the right track again? Almost. Right, go on, turn around. Now you should be able to get to Litchfield. Hopefully. Do not peel off to the right again. There you go. Good. that should sort itself out, and this is where I am going to end this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please remember to click on the like button if you like this video, subscribe to the channel for more videos on Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series. Leave a comment in the comments box below letting me know what you think, any suggestions you might have. If you can do so, please do consider supporting me on Patreon. Link in the description box below, as are links to my social media and Discord server. That is all from me, and I shall see you next time in Tron Sports Fever 2, the UK modded series, where I am going to... well, I guess I'll have the majority of this done. Barnstable Station. That's next. There we go. Where I am going to Barnstable Station. That's I guess that's all that needs to be said about that. So yes, make sure you stay tuned for that. Hopefully things go reasonably well, and then we shall have this next passenger route up and running.